Over the past 4.5 years, I've helped thousands of entrepreneurs start their own successful social media marketing agencies. People like Liam and Sukh, who I recently interviewed on this channel. Sukh's making $40K a month and Liam's making around $85,000 a month right now. But I'd be lying if I said that everybody who starts an agency will reach those numbers. And I'd also be lying if I said everybody has the same opportunity, because they don't. Only a select few make it to those sweet multi-six figures, and that's because most people don't even make it past the 5 big mistakes that almost all new agency owners make. And if you do overcome these mistakes, you without a doubt have a high probability of reaching the top, like Liam, like Sukh, like me, and like hundreds of others that have helped hit 6 and 7 figures in their agencies. Mistake number 1 is not acting fast enough. So many new start agency owners convince themselves that they need to understand every single micro nuance about being a digital marketing agency owner. They think they need to understand how to run TikTok ads for an e-commerce business before they've even got a local business signed up to their agency. And the truth is, you just need to learn the basics of outreaching. You just need to have enough knowledge to be further ahead than the person you are actually pitching. You do not need to understand every single micro detail before you actually start your agency. I learned the very basics. I started outreaching. I started reaching out to companies in my local area. I signed my first 2 clients, and then I immersed myself in digital marketing. Then I immersed myself in the service. Now, I'm not saying you should do exactly the same. If you want to learn the basics of Facebook ads, if you just want to understand how they work and the reasons why they work, then great. But you do not need to learn the exact strategy that you're going to implement on a client before you start working with them. You're just going to procrastinate, and it's going to stop you from starting. Now, the biggest danger here is not that you're delaying the time of getting started. The biggest danger is that you lose interest. So many people like the idea of starting an agency. Oh, this sounds good. All I need to do is reach out to local businesses. Let me buy a course. Let me watch some YouTube videos. Amazing. Immerse yourself. Can't take away from that. And I recommend people doing that, right? Invest in your education. But statistically, if you do not start outreach within the first 3 months of deciding you're going to start an agency, you're never going to do it. You're going to become an entrepreneur, and you're just going to wait from the sidelines. And in 2 years' time, you're still going to be telling everyone, oh yeah, I'm launching an agency. But you're not going to do it because you've actually lost interest in starting an agency because you waited too long. And now your brain is filled with doubt, with insecurity, and all these excuses that you tell yourself for the reason that you are not ready yet. Maybe your website isn't ready. My email signature isn't ready. I'm just preparing my lead list. You didn't get started fast enough. I think 3 months actually is too long as well. That's the statistics based on the data I've got from taking thousands of people through training. But I would say within 4 weeks, you will be more than prepared. As a complete beginner, even if you've got no sales experience, within 4 weeks, you should be more than prepared to learn enough to start outreach. That's what I would recommend, maximum 3 months. So start. Stop making excuses, because if you don't, you're going to lose interest and you're going to fail. And trust me when I say this, you are never going to feel ready enough. You are never going to feel like you understand enough. So just get started. The next thing is not sticking to the basic daily grind tasks. Okay? It isn't glamorous owning an agency. Anybody who tells you it is talking. Starting an agency and owning an agency is a laborious, monotonous business, right? I'm not really selling it to you right now. I'm just being straight up. An agency is a sales-based business model. And that means every single day, you need to stick to the numbers. You need to set minimum targets that are realistic to your lifestyle, absolute minimum of 10 new companies a day to reach out to, ideally 20 companies plus, and you need to stick to that every day for at least 5 days a week. Now, I hosted a Q&A for new members of our training program literally 2 weeks ago. And I said to people, put a raise a hand. How many of you right now can tell me, hand on heart, honestly, that you are outreaching 10, 20 companies per day every single day? 2 people out of 30 people put their hands up. People skip the laborious stuff because it isn't fun. It isn't enjoyable. It isn't glamorous. But that is what makes you successful. That is what gets you clients. That is what separates a successful from an unsuccessful agency. So do not be shy around the basic, monotonous daily tasks. That is the only thing that is going to make you successful. Not your website, not your brand, not your network, not anything else. The daily, monotonous sales outreach when you're first starting out. But somehow, so many agencies get that wrong. Do not be one of them. Now, for some of you, granted, this problem spans more than just lack of interest or lack of desire, lack of motivation. You've got a big problem with procrastination. And that is something that many new business owners, not just agency owners, new business owners struggle with when they're first starting out. It is very, very hard to battle with procrastination if this is the first time you have worked from home for yourself owning your own business. So I'd recommend you click the link in the description. I created a video which teaches you how to overcome procrastination in those early stages, because believe me, procrastination will kill your agency. Step number 3, big mistake, is trying to make 10K before you've even made 1K. Right? Everybody wants to earn 10K a month. If I asked 100 people, how much money do you want to earn, right? The majority of those people are going to be like, I want to earn 10K a month, but they haven't even got 1K a month as an agency owner. You need to micronize your goals. And I created a video on this recently on this channel. If you haven't yet watched it, click the link in the description, watch this after this. After this, I dive into it in much more detail on how you can actually micronize that goal. But what you need to do is you need to focus your efforts on the micro first and then the macro. So if you're not yet earning 1K a month and you haven't yet got one client, focus on what you need to be doing every single day to get to that one first step, to achieve that micro goal, okay? What is it? Okay, I need to sign my first client, okay? That means I need to stick to my daily outreach. You've seen a running theme here, okay? Stick to your daily outreach, get that first client. I feel like your dad. Just trust me. I've done this and I've helped so many other people do this. If you're watching this right now, when you're not focusing on the micro, you are never going to achieve the macro. I feel like I say this time and time again, video every single week. It feels like I'm saying this to people. Every single day I'm saying to people, stick to your targets. That is the secret of building a successful agency. Don't focus on me who's making 200, 300, 400K a month, right? Don't focus on that. It's irrelevant to you. You're not even making 1K, 2K. Focus on the micro. When I first started my agency, my number one priority was not looking at how I could make 10K a month. My number one priority is, where is the first client coming from? Okay, my local area. Who is it? Right? Which business? Which businesses are suitable? Let me write down that list. Let me get them together. Let me go into that meeting. Let me focus all of my effort and all of my energy on the first client. And that is exactly what you need to do. Trust me, when you sign that first client, it is the best feeling ever. But you've got to manifest it. You've got to embody it. You've got to focus all your efforts on the first client. Do not run before you can walk. Actually, that leads me on to my next point. That is a mistake that lots of agency owners make, no matter how many times I ram it down their throat. It is starting with e-com businesses, okay? It is no hidden secret that e-com business owners, which are businesses that sell products online, okay, like your ASOS's, like your Amazons, okay, companies that sell products direct to consumer online, they are the most profitable businesses for agency owners, as far as monthly retainers and service fees are concerned. With the caveat of maybe high ticket lead generation, that's also very profitable as well. But our agency, at the Affluent Agency, we work with e-com businesses. We've had clients pay us in excess of $50,000 per month. That makes new people who are looking to start an agency go, wow, oh my God. But it's not achievable for a new start agency. I earned the privilege to be able to work with this kind of business. You can't just jump into starting a business and demand attention from that caliber of business owner and the trust that they are going to pay you that amount of money. They're going to laugh in your face. E-commerce business owners understand marketing more than you know marketing. E-commerce business owners understand sales more than you know sales. You have to walk first. You need familiar ground. So unless you're coming from a sales job and you're selling advertising already and you have good experience and maybe case studies that you can use, don't even consider jumping into e-commerce. Walk before you run. Start local. And the reason why I say start local is because we need familiarity. We need some kind of common ground, and our common ground is being a local face. Hey, I'm Jordan. I've been to your restaurant on Saturday night. I love it. I've been it for years. Do you know what? It was amazing to me when I looked on your Facebook that you're not running ads right now. Oh, Jordan, that's amazing. I love that you come to the restaurant. Local face, familiarity, bang, we're in, meeting, close, get case studies. Get as many local case studies as possible and then show them to an e-commerce business with our authority, with our proof that we are who we say we are, and then we can elevate to that level of the business, okay? I always describe an agency in the client ranks as like working our way up the ladder, okay? We are earning the privilege. We are paying to play. Every new client that we get, we are earning the privilege to get a higher caliber client. It's very much like the career ladder. You don't go from deciding, okay, I'm gonna be a sales director, and you don't just jump into a corporate company and they give you a sales director job. They're gonna laugh at you and go, man, you've only worked in H&M before this. Oh, you only had a paper round. How are you gonna be a sales director? Right, you have to start off as maybe an appointment setter, then a sales exec, then maybe in business development and work for a number of jobs, get commission, like work your way up, get some good references until you earn the privilege after a number of years to become a sales director. I'm not even telling you that you need to wait years. I'm just saying you need some local clients first before you jump into e-com. Pay to play, earn the privilege. Don't make that mistake. So many people do that. Like what are you doing? Oh, I'm not having a successful agency. Oh, okay, what niche are you going for? I'm going for e-com. Okay, have you got any clients? No. Duh. Just don't do it. There is method in what I'm telling you. I have been where you are. I have helped thousands of other people do the same. Start small when it comes to your client base. Small and local. Final thing I want to touch on is fear of failure, fear of rejection. And this is a more tricky one. This is something that, like many things, takes a lot of time to overcome. And if you've never been in a position where you've had to deal with a lot of failure before and a lot of rejection, it's going to be a big mental battle and a big mental learning curve. Rejection is something that we object as human beings. It's not within us to encourage rejection and welcome rejection. But you have to become someone and you have to condition yourself to welcome rejection with open arm as a business owner, regardless if you're an agency owner. Because you're going to be told no every single day. But every time you get told no, there is something to be learned from that. And it's going to develop you and it's going to better you as a business owner and as a salesperson. I was fortunate that before I started my business, I had been in sales for 3 or 4 years. I'd been told no every single day, multiple times a day, to the fact that I would just laugh at that and just learn from it and move on and take it as a learning experience. But in your position when you're first starting your agency, you've seen so many people online talk about how easy it is to sign up your first client and make 10K a month, right? You've been brainwashed into believing this is a get-rich-quick scheme when it isn't. It's going to take real graft and you're going to get way more no's than you are yeses. I'm here to tell you that in advance. I'm here to tell you that that is okay and it is part of the process and it is a necessary evil because it is going to build your character with every single no. And you're not just going to get told no when you're trying to sign a client. You're going to lose clients as well for whatever reason. Sometimes you will have no control over it. I lost a client that was paying me 30 grand a month at the start of this year. I put a video out on this channel, right? It was still a shock and it was still annoying, but I learned from it and we adapted systems in the business to make sure that didn't happen again. And I'm grateful that it happened to us. But you need to harden your character up to no's and to rejection and just understand that you have nothing to lose. If you're jumping into a meeting, you don't have a client or you don't have the client that you're meeting, right? If you leave that meeting because you cocked it up and you still didn't sign them up, then you're in the exact same position you were before, but you're actually in a more advantageous position because you've just learned something. So you literally have nothing to fear. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain, even if you get a rejection. So welcome that failure. Now, for any of you watching this thinking, okay, I want to overcome these mistakes as quickly as I can and make sure that they don't affect me, what are some of the things you can do? And I think that something you don't want to hear is time is really going to be the biggest lesson in all of this, but mainly awareness, self-awareness, and a lot of it. You need to battle your ego and you need to get rid of your ego and the stories that you tell yourself, and you need to trust in a process that has been laid out in front of you. I create these videos because I want to give value to people. I know what it is like to be someone desperate to be successful, without a vehicle, without someone to guide them. I want to be the mentor for you that I never had myself. That is why I spend a day every single week, Wednesdays, every single week, recording free content to put out to all of you guys. Because I genuinely want to help you succeed. But give me the respect to listen to what I'm telling you. Because I'm not telling you it because it gets views. I'm telling you it because it works. And it's a process that has been repeated thousands of times by thousands of different people. But still, people make these fundamental mistakes every single day because they think they know it all. And the reason they think they know it all is because their ego is stopping them from just surrendering to the process that works. Now, I'd recommend you working on yourself 1 hour every single day, minimum of an hour every single day. And don't just do this when you're first starting out. Do this when you've already got an established business. I do this every single day because I have so much more to learn. Your financial situation hits a ceiling when your knowledge hits a ceiling. If you're not learning, then your finances aren't going to grow, right? Because you reach your peak. And so I've always got more to learn. I take pride in the fact that I've always got more to learn. And you need to realize the same. When you trust in the process that you do not understand everything yet, that you do not know best because you are not in the position you want to be in, and there are people out there that are in the position you want to be in, and you succumb to those people and you trust in the processes that they lay in front of you, then you will be more successful in everything that you do. And that doesn't just go for your agency. If I want to go to the gym and I want to look good and I want to work out, I don't trust that I know the best workout regime. I don't trust that. That's just not me. I'm gonna go to a personal trainer who looks how I wanna look. If I wanna understand the soul and I wanna explore my spirituality, I'm not gonna try and do that myself because I don't know best. I'm gonna speak to a spirit coach. I'm gonna speak to somebody who can guide me through that process. If I need to look after my health, I don't try and be a doctor for myself. I'm gonna go to one. Right? So adopt the same principles when it comes to your business and recognize your flaws and your knowledge gaps and seek help through other people to bridge them. Sweet, that's it from me. Quickly before we end, I want to give you guys the chance to request content from me. This brand new channel, just about agency content, is my place to share unfiltered, unscripted content surrounding whatever topic you want to learn about when it comes to building an agency. We're doing over 100K a month in our agency now, the Affluent Agency. I've got a lot to share. So if there's anything that you've been dying to watch, then let me know in the comments below. I'll get that created for you. Cool. Have a good one. Cheers.